So Thursday night, both series resume again. And we'll just say about the Thursday night Boston-St. Louis game that this contest was surprising only in how easy it was for the Bruins to thoroughly, completely embarrass the Blues. The great Tom Fitzgerald, writer of the Boston Globe, has this report, and I wanted to bring this to you because he pretty well illustrates just what a horrible mismatch this series really was. Here's Tom Fitzgerald's report. There were more chuckles than cheers from the 14,995 in the stands at the Boston Garden as the Bruins enjoyed shooting practice and rolling up a 10-2 score over the St. Louis Blues. There were many calls to send in the Braves from some bored jokers as the Boston team provided a shocking example of the widening difference between the expansion teams and the powerhouses of the old establishment. The evening was a laugher which provided the Bruins with a 2-0 lead in the semifinal Stanley Cup Series. The next two games are at St. Louis Sunday afternoon and Tuesday evening. There have been very few games so one-sided since play started for the Stanley Cup and matched the Bruins' goal high achieved in a 10-0 rout of Toronto back in 1969. Less than half the crowd was still in the seats when Eddie Westfall scored his second goal and the last for Boston at 16:47 of the final period. The big cheers for that interlaced the laughs and grumbles were reserved for the individual contributors who kept pouring the puck past frequently undefended St. Louis netminders Jacques Caron and Ernie Wakely. There was a resounding ovation when Johnny Busick, eldest of the Bruins, completed his hat trick only 40 seconds before Westfall terminated the scoring. "That's my second in the Stanley Cup," Chief was quick to note. The other one was against these guys too, and that was in the final 2 years ago when the Bruins won the Stanley Cup over the Blues. There were single goals by Phil Esposito, Johnny McKenzie, Mike Walton, Ace Bailey, and Don Marcotte. Westfall scored the third goal in the first period, and that was the actual winner, it turns out to be, although is there actually a winning goal in a 10-2 rout like this? Any defensive plan they had built had to be abandoned after they went behind 3-0, is what Westfall told Fitzgerald after the game. Westfall also said that the Bruins have some offensive-minded defensemen, and they got caught occasionally trying to get the team back in the game. The most striking play of the night was on the first goal by Busick. Johnny said, "Freddie got a good pass to me, and I just put it along the ice to the far side. Don't forget, I got 2 goals on the power play." That's a big thing for us. Our power plays are working very well, and the guys are killing penalties well, too. Meanwhile, Francis Rose of the Boston Globes asked the question, and a lot of people are asking the question, are the Blues really that bad? Can they be that bad? Can the Bruins really be that good? Well, both were that way last night. Certainly the Blues played dead, but Phil Esposito says, "We made them play that way." Esposito took care of that right away. On the first shift of the night, he bumped and slashed Kurt Bennett, who's a kind of a rough, big, tough guy for the Blues. So much for the strategy of putting Bennett on Esposito. Phil basically, some people thought he ragdolled him. The Blues played as though they couldn't believe they belonged on the same ice with Boston, and if the truth were known, they really didn't. They just stood around. They seemed to run around without purpose when they did start to skate. Al Arbor says, "Well, we're a young team. We got 8 rookies, and they're out there playing, and Boston is a veteran team. They don't have a rookie out there on the ice during this game." Arbor says his team was playing like they were in a trance. Rosa writes that the key to the game, forget the cliches about the game was over when the first puck was dropped. The key to the game, according to Francis Rosa, was, of course, the Boston power play. The first 3 power play chances produced 3 goals. You can't score any more than that. You can't get a power play any more effective than that. You can't improve upon perfection. It was, of course, completely downhill after that. It wasn't much of a game, but it was some kind of victory for the Bruins. And even then, how can you get really enthusiastic when your opposition just lays down and lets you roll over them? The only way the Blues could possibly win a game in this series, according to Francis Rosa, and I would tend to agree, is if the Blues simply forget who they're playing, and there's not much chance of that.